I'm going to take that off these, but first, let's grab a bucket of treats. Got a bucket of treats. We got a dog. Hello, Buffus. Oh, hang on. You go out. I gotta get this door shut, dang it. All right. What do you think there, Buffy? Oh, you're a good dog. Now you stay down. Be good. Oh, the minis. Hi, babies. All right. Today was farrier day. So, first off, I have to say this. I got a better look at my halter, or my bridle, my bitless bridle from Free Spirit Equestrian. I got a better look at that bridle, and oh my gosh, it's a bitless bridle for Lovey. And Mr. Normie, you might use it too. And it is lovely. Oh my gosh, the quality is amazing. I put it all together. I'm just absolutely in awe of how beautiful it is. Here you go. Seriously, there you go. I am absolutely in shock at how nice it is, how good the quality is. I'm overwhelmed. It is so beautiful, and it is just I'm so excited to use it for the horses. It is just so nice. It's so pretty. Hello, Miss Rose. So this is Miss Rosie. She got her feet trimmed. Now, if you guys remember when she came, her feet were really long, and the farrier said her feet are perfect. Her feet are perfect. So she has no issues. Here, you need a treat. The only issue with you now is you need a treat. Well, don't eat my hand. Hey, LJ. And LJ is coming along amazingly. If you haven't, please check out my posts page, because I've got pictures of LJ's feet from the day we brought him home and then today. And if you look back there, I mean, he's making such great progress. He's starting to walk on them correctly. His walk is getting straighter. He's doing better. He gets the zoomies and actually runs around and rears up and does circles. So that's fantastic. I'm going to pull out, actually going to do some pony chores while I'm out here because I need to. Yep, you guys need more hay in your bag. So I'm just going to do that. And what the heck? I'm not thrilled about this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh, they're having a little battle over there. But no, you go away. I don't need you here, young lady. Here's James. I'll show you. See these? It's a bunch of like burdocks in their hay bag. I'm not thrilled about this. I've never seen this before, and our hay is really good quality hay. We never have burdocks in the hay. Well, here's the actual stem. So they must have gotten, even the best hay providers can run into a problem. This had all the burdocks on it. And now I noticed there was some in the pony's mane, and I combed them out this morning, and I'm like, well, what the heck? Where did these come from? Because they're in a pasture, there's no burdocks. My horses rarely have burdocks. They both had matted manes, and I'm like, that's not normal. Well, here I see where it's coming from. Must have just got one batch, bit of hay with this stuff in it, because good Lord. James. Hi, James. So I'm picking this out. Hey, buddy. This is our barn cat. His name is James. He's a sweetheart. He actually kept trying to climb on top of the horses while the farrier was working on them today. I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? He kept trying to climb on the horses while the farrier is working on them. Like, what are you doing? Here, the babies, they're begging for more, so what the heck. Let's give them one more each. There you go. How about you, buddy? I see you have another burr in your hair. We'll have to fix that. James, you are something else, aren't you? He's checking out the treats there. Absolutely not. You're a cat. Absolutely not. You're a cat. You're a cat, James. And Puppers, you're a dog. So these are my babies. And we're going to go... Puppers is a little too much right now. She is just in my face. I'm trying to get these burdocks out of here so I can go and fill the hay bag. So I'm going to fill their hay bag. He's goofing off. And fill their hay bag. Priorities. Mike, I've decided you need to build a pony cart for the kids. Do you know, it's funny. Oh, Mike, my husband. Oh dear. Okay. That makes sense. Well, it was in the pony's hair and I'm like, what the heck? Did they roll in it? So I'm going to be checking over the hay I put in here. Hey, Robbie from Duluth. So these are my babies, and they're doing so good after they got their pedicures today, or manicures. I can't remember what it is. They got their feet did. They got their feet did this morning, and so the farrier actually recommended that I put Norman on Butte before he gets trimmed because he's so sore, and I get what he's saying, and I don't like to put my horses on stuff, but it's definitely necessary. Normie had a hard time, and my farrier didn't take too much off. He didn't do anything wrong, but because he has arthritis really bad in one of his back hooves, he has arthritis really bad in that leg, and when he has to stand on that and put weight on it because the farrier's working on the other one, he gets very sore very quickly. And so farrier just said, contact the vet. And he said, if I have to, I'll talk to him and just let him know that he needs to have some type of medicine. He needs to have some type of medicine before he gets trimmed, just to help him. I'm telling you guys, it doesn't last. It's not like it lasts forever, but he just gets sore on it. Yes. Yeah, Mike does want to make a cart. The thing about here, it is this. Even if Mike makes a cart, which he will, and he'll do amazing and it'll be wonderful because he can build anything. Mike built this. Mike's my husband. He built this. He built my hay feeder. He built the mini shelter that's up there. Someone sponsored it and sponsored the funds to pay for it, but my husband built it. He built me the hay shelter over there. Like, he can build anything. I know he'll build a thing, but then I got to find a harness with a reasonable price tag on it because I've been looking at secondhand harnesses and they're close to $500. And I don't want to get her a crappy harness because I don't want to put, if I'm going to use equipment on my horse, I like to use something decent. I don't like to buy junk. I like to buy something that's comfortable for them. And I have no doubts Rosie was a cart pony and that she'll do wonderful driving. And that she'll love it. Because when the kids take her out to ride, she likes it. She wants to be out. She's a very willing partner. But I'll just have to try to find an affordable, decent harness, which might prove to be a little bit... the Mike G. Yes, the guy that says, yes, Anna has been asking for... That's him. So I'm going to fill up this hay bag quick and feed the minis. And then I hope Mary's in here. Is Mary? Yes, duh. There, she's right there. Mary, I was going to, I wanted to run a video by you of a horse. Curious to know your thoughts. All right, we're going to look at this. I'm I'm looking at this hay that I'm putting in here because I'm trying to make sure we don't have any of those burdocks in here, because we don't usually have that problem, like, ever. So I'm just gonna make sure. So we pack this bad boy full, and then the minis we'll munch on that overnight. Here we go. Here we go. I would love for Donnelly to pop in. He wasn't on this horse wasn't on my radar. He's the same height as Lovey. He's thin, so he needs weight. He's in a kill pen. He needs weight. But I'm curious about his movements. I'm not seasoned on telling if they're lame. I thought Moo was lame, and it turned out that he was just gaited. And the way he was walking was perfectly normal for a gaited horse. So this horse is definitely not a gaited horse. It's just very hard for me to be able to pick out if they're not moving correctly. All right, you guys, I'm gonna put this on there. What, Rosie, do you gotta pick on the little guy? Don't pick on him, he's just a baby. There you go. So they'll eat. Oopsies. I don't need any. I don't need to have phone damage. Repurposing an old lawnmower trailer for a cart. It would work. I have so many ideas. My dad actually, someone was dumping an old van, and he goes, "Oh, can I have the back seat out of it?" He took the back seat out of a van, and then he took bike tires to make the wheels. I don't remember everything about it. All I remember is my sister was like riding in van seats and taking our pony out for a run. Because my dad was actually very similar to Mike in the fact that he had an engineer brain and liked to build and make things. Hi, dear. Yeah. Hey, buddy. It's starting to be a little bit warmer out here well, what are you doing? You make me think you're guilty of something. What were you doing? Look at this cat. He's sitting on the hay bag. You ding dong. I'm not kidding you guys. The farrier's trying to trim the horses, and this cat is on the horses' backs while the farrier is trimming. The only one he didn't do that to was Lovey, because Lovey was absolutely not having it. In fact, I'm surprised he got her trimmed, because she tends to be a little touchy, but he's patient with her. My go-kart, and he was not a builder, so I know you can make... Okay. Oh, very cool. Oh my gosh. So many ideas. I know it, and I think Rosie would thrive. I mean, he looked at the farrier really looked at Rosie today and said, yeah, he checked her teeth, because I asked him how old. Oh yeah, she's easily in her 20s, mid-20s. So she's an older horse, but he's like, she gets around amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, like, do you guys remember when I have a short of it, the walk of shame? She got out and we found her way over there, and she was cruising. And we had to take the side-by-side. What are you doing? Gosh dang it, James. We had to take the side-by-side and go out to get her, and she was running. I mean, she was way off mile. Like, she put on. So she's got a lot of pep in her step for being an older horse. And you guys know we wouldn't do anything wild and crazy with her. We wouldn't take her for miles and miles. But I think she would love to take the kids for a ride occasionally. And she's such a good sport about everything. She stands perfectly for the farrier. When the kids work on her, brush her, do her mane, whatever, she stands perfectly. She stands tied great. Yes, is 32. Free Spirit Equestrian. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, weather has a lot to do with horses' joints. You guys aren't kidding. Now look at this cat. I have to show you guys. Look at how beautiful. I don't know if you can see his eyes. James here has the most lovely eyes I've ever seen on a cat. Hello, James. You want to come over here? Come here, James. Come on, James. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you guys. He hitches a ride with me, too. Puppers, get down. He's fine. Sometimes Puppers, no, he's fine. Puppers is like, does he have permission to be up there? This is not right. That's not where cats are supposed to be. Are you exiting? Nope, he's still there. All right, here you go. Good kitty. All right, it's warming up and it's supposed to be in the 30s and 40s, so I'm gonna leave my treats out here because I've been using them every day. How did you get the animals not to fight with each other? Oh, we have spats here and there, but I'll be the first to say, if I have an animal here who's not working out, they don't end up staying here. If I get a real troublemaker who's not fitting in with the group, it doesn't stay here long. I don't get those very often. I can think of maybe twice. But or they get separated and we see if they can figure life out. But there have been a couple times, one cat, if you want, I have 11 cats that get along great. You add a cat that just can't handle anyone else and is mean and is stirring the pot. You can't be doing that. Horses have to figure it out too. Their pecking order. Horses are finicky. They have to figure it out. Now, little John and Rosie didn't get along, and we had to figure it out. We ended up doing some things to help them, like adding feed bags, making sure their spaces were set up so that they could get away from each other, and then helping with their feed needs, feeding them treats away from. They're so much better now. They got into some huge fights that were like, made me second guess having the two of them together. But they've really come a long way. Hi, babies. They're looking at me thinking, Mom, do you have a treat? Herd dynamics, absolutely. Yeah. They do like to have something to do. They get bored. Norman here, and there's exceptions. Norman here has arthritis, and it is particularly bad in this leg and in this hock. He is very, very, very sore in this leg and hock. When the weather changes, he's sore. Now he does get ridden. My daughter rides him. She's very slight, and she is really good. And she'll take him out and ride him because he loves riding and he loves having something to do. But it's just not in his cards to do hard riding. He's lived that part of his life. He's in retirement mode at only 18. But that's because when he was in work mode, they worked him. And he has fulfilled his purpose in life. And now his purpose in life is to be a reliable steed for children. And he's great at his job. Yeah, he's great at his job. I ride him occasionally, not often. And this is Miss Lovey. And Miss Lovey has an attitude all her own. She's a doll. When we're working on things, and groundwork is work too. So if that's kind of what we end up doing, just to give her a job, groundwork is still work. You did a good job today for the farrier, Lovey. That one that she's a little bit sore in and has arthritis in, he had to take it easy on that one because I thought she was going to kick him. But he always surprises me at how he calms the horses and is able to trim them, even on days when I'm like, yeah, he is not going to trim her. He has trimmed her every time that she needs a trim. And there were a couple days where I was like, yeah, he's not trimming her, and somehow he is able to calm her down and get it done. So I'm really I don't know a lot. I know a little. I know enough, I feel. But I'm not really. He just love people. They're just loves. They're big chunks of love. Incredibly sweet. Do you guys want to actually, I can't open this up now. I had this shut only because I didn't want them running about and getting out before the farrier came, but they can have it open now. Come on, babies. They can go out. I don't care. I'm just gonna put this all over here. Now here comes Puppers. Puppers is way out there. I don't know if you can see her, but she's running in. She's like, what are they doing out here? What are they doing out? They'll go out here and pick around and dig in the snow. There's nothing much to eat out here, but they may need bute. Yep. For sure Norman does, because Norman he needs bute. He needs bute. And if I have it, that's what my farrier said too, it's not going to hurt her to have it either. Just because she has the arthritis, and it just helps. It makes my farrier's job easier and less dangerous, and that's kind of the goal. Norman's so good. He stands so good, but he just really struggles with putting weight on that foot after and while he's getting trimmed. So the bute will really help him. Lovey has arthritis, and especially when the weather's changing or the weather's goofy, they really struggle. They're really putting a dent in this bale. I don't know. Mike, are you still on? I mean, look at this dent they put in the hay bale. We put this in not that long ago. I don't know if you guys can see this, but they like really put a dent in this bale. And they've been eating on this side too. Holy heck. Sometimes they eat. Oh, here, look. See, here's the thing about an Arabian, okay? Here's the thing about an Arabian. They're smart. They're freaking smart. See how but somebody realized, and I try to weave this in here to tie this hay net shut, but somebody realized that I didn't do a good enough job here, and that they could stick their head in there, and that's how they don't have to eat through the holes. And I can bet you I know who it was, Mr. Norman D. So I'm going to have to fix this, because I don't want them sticking their head in there. And I don't want something getting stuck. So, okay, let me just get back to you, Mary, because I'm going to try to fix my mistake here, whatever I did, because I don't want them. Now they're going to come back and be mad at me because I changed it, and now they can't stick their head in there. Mom, you suck. Yep, well, kids, you got to learn a lesson. Sometimes you just got to learn your lesson, and I'm the one that's got to teach you. Okay, here we go. All right. We have fixed the problem. I think they're trying to do the same thing here, but they can't get in, which is probably good. I might have to tie that part up too. Okay. I saw your question, Mary. I was actually going to run in and just pull it up on my computer and show you guys the video, because Hey there. I see you under there, James. Oh, he went out the other side. James, I see you, buddy. What are you doing? You, no offense, smell like you've been eating horse poop again. They also, it's gross, but the hoof trimmings, after the farrier comes, Puppers loves to eat them. She just chows them down. It's like best treat ever. Which, there are worse things that she eats. So I'm not going to complain. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, there's no, this is where he trimmed them. I pulled them out here to trim them. And they're, yep, she eats everything. Apparently it's good for them. I don't know. Yeah. The thing about it is my moderators are too good. They're great. And they will catch you. Okay, what?
Can I use the computer to look up something for music?
What computer?
Whatever the computer.
Okay, you can't use the down one because I gotta look.
Okay,
to look up what?
It's a thing for music. We have to like, it's like songs, and you have to like, it's like the same tune, but you put.
Okay, how about you can use the computer for 15 minutes?
Okay, thank you.
Great. That sounds like a reasonable amount of time, right? Can you tell your sister to come down here, please?
Which one?
The one that left like a trail. Thanks. Yeah, the mods are fantastic. I'm on this channel. They're great. I've maybe added, most of them have been here since the beginning. And they're fantastic. Could not do that without them. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna just click X because I don't want to do that right now. Let's go on here and then we'll go on. I'll show you guys the horse that I'm looking at in a kill pen. Oh, dang it, why does it do this? Oh, yes it is. There it goes. It just wanted to be stupid. This page isn't available right now. Okay. Yeah, there's stuff. A lot of stuff. All right, give me a second, guys, because, oh, there we go. I am working on it, I swear. Here we go. Turn you guys around, just give me a second, because... And this one's been on for a while, which always leads you to be leery when the horse has been listed for a while. You're like, what's wrong with it? But you guys tell me what you see. Is Donna Lee in here? Oh, Donna Lee is in here. Hallelujah. Donna Lee and Mary. You guys, I have some experience with this, so I like to share my, when I'm thinking of something, I like to run it by you guys because I feel that you guys have more experience than I do. I know that you have more experience than I do. Here it is. Now, I notice a couple things. The shaking head. And I know from watching other horses be ridden in the kill lot and then having, like, they have bad teeth. Or not bad teeth, but they need to be floated really bad. A float job is nothing. But I notice he really shakes on, like, doesn't care for the bit. So what we're watching right now is a horse that's in a kill pen. And he looks rough. He looks rough. You can see his teeth in a second here, and I'm gonna pause it when it shows teeth because it doesn't show them for very long. So I'm gonna pause it when it shows the teeth so that you guys can see. He looks a little tight in his back. Yeah, some of these I wonder if they wouldn't also, I agree with that, and I think some of these I wouldn't put it past him to need like an adjustment, a chiropractic adjustment. My vet actually does chiropractic adjustments. And here's teeth. You guys wanna, see, I thought I saw swelling in the left front. But I guess it depends on which way you're looking at it. Weak in the rear. You know, you see, this is why I pull you guys on, because you guys see this stuff. What do you think for age? See, Norman is 18, and then when I look at Norman's teeth, and when I look at his teeth, they look similar. Oh, he's still in the pen, sorry. Yeah, no, I do not have him. He's still in the pen. I'm always thinking about them. He's been in there a while. He has been in there a while. What do you guys think of teeth for age? This is the best view I get. He doesn't do anything better than this. Like, this is what you get for a look at teeth. He looked similar to Norman for me, which would say 18. Upper teens-ish. There's more. I'll show you guys the rest of the video. Yeah, he is. $18 to $20. Yep, Normie and Moo. Moo is older though. I think Moo is older than this horse. Really, really, really just chomping on that bit. Like, uncomfortable. Let you guys look at that and see what you think. God, he looks so sweet. My goodness. He's about as tall as Lovey is. See the high withers there? See the high withers and the build. I'm pretty sure he would fit into an Arabian saddle really well. Does he sit low in his pasterns in the front? The problem too is, like this guy said, his feet are horrendous, need to be trimmed. They're really bad. So I always wonder what kind of miracles my farrier could do just by working on their feet, because you guys saw Little John's feet. I swear to God, I thought Little John was never going to walk correctly. And now I'm just taking back that statement, because his feet have made a huge, huge turnaround. And it's just like how they move when their feet are grown out so bad. And just his coat, he's supposed to be a Palomino. He is just dirty, just straight up dirty. He was kept in mud. There's just no other way around it. He was in some kind of mud. He's gross. Like, yeah, high withers. This makes me think of my Arabians. I would say he probably needs a chiropractic adjustment and feet done at the very least. I was just wondering, why do you let them get to the point? Oh yeah, oh, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Why not place a horse before they get in crappy condition? Because people don't. They turn them out to pasture and just leave them. You know, they have too many horses to care, and then they end up in situations like this. Did he paddle the front? What does paddle the front mean? Paddle in front. Here, I'll play it again. So his video wasn't quite done, sorry. So I can replay this. Look at him, you guys. His head, his face, he's just cute. He's so cute. And as a kid, I grew up watching Roy Rogers and Trigger, and he just says Trigger to me. Yeah, nope, I've gotten, you know, he looks like golden compared to what Lovey looked like. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think he did that. Donnelly, I don't think so. It's very hard for me because I adopted Lovey, and Lovey was not promising because she was so sick looking. And when she came, she was so sick. So sick. I don't know if you guys remember that, but pulling her off the trailer, she had strangles. She was violently ill. And like, look how she turned around. And like Mr. Moo, I thought Mr. Moo was going to be lame. I thought he was going to have all these, and Mr. Moo lived a good life here. He made a complete turnaround. And then Little John, like, proved me wrong. It's just like, dang it. I know that you can buy them, and I know that it's a risk, and I know that you can bail them out of these situations and end up screwed. But I guess, and it has happened to me. It has happened to me. But my gosh. And I'm guessing he's low in the pecking order because look at all the bite marks he has been chewed on. So I'm guessing he's very low in pecking order. Poor boy. As a pasture prince. Yeah, and see, hey Katie, I really do want, Mr. Moo was my past horse. He passed away, but Mr. Moo was my trusty steed. I'll show you Mr. Moo, hang on. I'll show you Mr. Moo. This is my website. Hold on. Oh boy, is it gonna go? I don't know why. Here's my website. This is Phoenix. But here's my rescues, my drop down. So this is Mr. Moo. He was a rescue. And he was my main riding horse. And we had to have him put down this past year. And those are some big hooves to fill because he was trustworthy with my kids. He was always very, very loyal buddy. And my gosh, not gonna find another horse like that. Mr. Moosta was one of a kind. In fact, this picture is on the back of my van with on a bumper sticker, and below here says Mr. Moo, and he is my favorite. Not my favorite. I don't have favorites, but if I did, he'd be on the list because he was an amazing horse. But yeah, I mean, my farrier said, because I was talking to him and I was like, you know, sometimes I'd like something younger. I'd like to not bail from a kill pen, you know. Sometimes I'd like to just, you know, not deal with that and stuff. And sometimes I struggle. And he goes, you know, the thing about our horses, because he has horses too, is they're not perfect, but they're perfect for us. And he's just like, you know, you talk to people and they want a nice looking horse, and they want a young horse, and they want a faster horse, and they want this and they want that, and they get that, and then they realize it's too much horse for them, it's too young, it doesn't have enough rides on it. And he's just like, you don't have to be embarrassed if old is your style. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I said I've been on the senior citizen bandwagon for quite a while now. Maybe that's just where I'm at. Maybe I'm just a senior citizen horse. Maybe the senior citizen horses are the ones that attract me. This isn't good. I never latched the gate, and the Arabians didn't find it, which is crazy because they usually pick up on anything and will be out in the front yard right away. Very happy that they are not out in the front yard. Drafts are gentle giants. Yes, the thing about drafts though, depending on how big they are, is they require a little bit more care with their feet. They eat more, and they can be a little harder to come by. And I've been diving into rescues because I was looking at a standard bred rescue, and then I found another rescue, and then I did find Ponytail's rescue. I found a lot of rescues that are close to me. A lot of shady business going on with quote unquote rescues. It's kind of horrifying to me. These people, I don't know what is going on. I watched this lady. She had bought a horse. She has a rescue, and it's a certified rescue. But she bought a horse off the kill pen that I buy from, and she's like, you know, he's made a miraculous recovery. She only had him a month, and she's flipping him for $1,000 more than she paid for him. How is that a rescue? You got the horse. It didn't make a miraculous recovery because it wasn't in very bad condition to begin with. And then a month later, you're flipping it, claiming you're a rescue, but you're selling it for way more money than you bought it for. And you can't tell me you put that much into this horse. I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. So I'm just confused. And then I had another lady. She sent me her name, number. And I went and looked up her name, and the horse she was recommending I buy, the horse she recommended that I get from her rescue, had literally bucked her off and gave her a concussion. And she had written a whole story about it on her Facebook page, and I happened to read it. I don't want a horse that's given someone bucked and given someone a concussion because they threw it. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a risk going to a kill pen. But it's one thing to know you're kind of risking and being careful and whatever. It's another to know that, you know, a horse just isn't, you know, and I just don't, and she wasn't honest with me. She didn't tell me about that incident. I happened to stumble upon the story on Facebook, and I'm like, wait a minute, bomb-proof safe, it threw you. Like, I'm going to have a horse around little kids. I kind of want to, and that's why I quarantine mine when I get them here, and I really make sure I can trust them. You know, Phoenix and the horses I brought here, Moo, Lovey was no exception. I quarantine them and I make sure they're going to be safe with my kids before my kids are around them. But my goodness, you can't take anyone's word for it. Be dishonest. So the person that was the most honest with me was the lady I got Norman from. Beginning, she was so honest with me about him, and she just sold me this gem of a horse. She was so honest and straightforward about him. Hi there, Miss Love. This is Miss Love. Oops, she's getting cranky because here comes puppers. Yeah, it's frustrating. This with a couple of rescue livestock. Yes, and so it's hard because I don't rescue and place. I just don't. I know that you can rescue more horses and place horses in good families. If I found, I don't know, Little John and Rosie are just stuck here because I love them so much. And Normie's not going anywhere. He's my heart horse. And Lovey and Normie are so attached to each other. I just don't think anybody's going anywhere. Big John, Big John is my best example of needing more than I have to offer and me realizing that and moving him on. Because, and I didn't make a dime off that horse. We spent over $1,000. We sold him to an amazing owner for $500. But that's because that guy was so educated about draft horses and they clicked immediately. He absolutely spoils Big John and gives him a good job and treats him like how he needs to be. That was an example, but that's just not my norm. You know, it's not normal for me. And it's just like, I don't know. Do you guys think maybe I'm just I'm just meant to adopt older horses that have issues. Give them a soft place to land. Mr. Moo was great. Gosh, if I could do that over again, honestly, with another horse, probably would. Because I had him for what, 2 years, and I gave him the best retirement of his life. He was, and he was a confidence booster for me because he was good for me. Mr. Moosta was. I wish he could have stuck around for a lot longer than 2 years. That was not long enough. What do you think, Buffy? You want to go for a little walk, Bups? This is Papa's. Yep, she's a big girl. She likes her butt scratches, and she's a good golden. You're not a golden retriever. Yeah, she's kind of a bad dog. She's not really. She's a good girl. Hang on, you have a picker on you. She's a very good dog. Yeah, you want safe. You don't want ancient old. You know? And, you know, my farrier, he deals in reality. I like him because he's real common sense with me all the time about everything. And I like it because I can just have an open and honest conversation with it. He's very, very straightforward with me. He doesn't beat around the bush. And he just said, you know, it's not the worst thing to have a horse that has to have some bute when you ride them or needs to have, you know, some because Norman's on an anti-inflammatory for his joints. He's like, it's really not the end of the world. You know, it's like, you know, if you're having some issues with your back, do you stop taking care of your kids and cooking and cleaning and doing your stuff? No, like you pop a Tylenol and you go do your work. And he's like, if you just decided that if something hurts, you got to sit there, you wouldn't have a very good quality of life now, would you? And he's like, it's the same for horses. Like, he's like, they can work into their 30s. And you just got to realize you can't overwork them. And they might need a little Tylenol. I'm like, yeah, that is true. That is, it makes sense. In rescuers' defense, I think it's common for well-intentioned people to bite off way more than they can chew. Yep. Bill, that's 100%. You are so right. And that's what I've tried not to do because I have so many people, kind-hearted, encouraging, amazing people that will tell me, you can do more, you could do more, you could rescue more, you could get the funds for more. And I'm like, funds are such a small portion of rescuing a horse because every horse you rescue takes your time. How much time do you actually have? Because every one that you pull needs, you build a relationship with them, you build a connection with them. What the heck is that? Is my husband still on here? This is really weird. It's the exhaust. It's exhaust coming from somewhere. This is funky. I don't know. No sound. I wonder how long I had that. But, I was saying that somebody donated that water, our cat water heater last year. It has been a godsend. I love that thing. It really, really keeps the water, like, even in those negative 20 days, it was heating the water perfectly. It was great. It keeps everything thawed. Buffers is way across the ridge. She ran out. There were deer and turkeys up on the side hill, and she took off, which she really took off. And she's like over on that knob over there. She was chasing deer, which it's not uncommon for her. Like all of a sudden we'll see something up there, and it's like, oh, is it a coyote? No, it's just puppers. James. Wiki. All right, well, I guess she'll be back eventually because it's going to be supper time, so she doesn't miss too many meal times. This is Pickles, and James plays with everyone. He's the kitten of the group. He's the youngest cat we have, and he plays with everybody. Him and Pickles are best friends. And in the summertime, they can be found all the way in the highest branches of that tree. No sound through cat tour. This is basically our cat porch, and the cats pretty much thrive up there and live up there, and it's their domain. And I was showing all the kitty. Hey here, James. Yeah, so James is the kitten. Hi, buddy. Whoa. All right, well, I think we need to invest in a different picnic table because I sat on this end and that end is... All right, well, I guess I'm going to sit in the middle then. She wants fresh turkey with a side of deer. Yeah, that would be Papa's. Hey, Wiggy. We've gotten so fortunate with our farm cats. Like, they're all pretty dang friendly and sweet. Hi, Wiki. Pickle. Pickle. He's been here for, oh gosh, we're going to be going on 7 years old. He was our first kitty. First kitty here. He's a good boy. He's a good cat. Oh my goodness. So, stay tuned, guys, because like when I do pull from the kill pen, you guys will be the first to know. Well, besides Mike, but I'm watching it. I've been looking out. I've been looking at rescues right now. The horse industry is so corrupt, and horses are high. They cost more, but then they just get into crappy situations. So there's still the horses being dumped all the time, but the kill pen prices are up. Like I got Lovey for $750. I got Moo, I think he was $1,000. Little John and Rosie, you made good time. Holy crap. You are fast. She is fast though. I've ridden the car alongside of her and she'll be running, and she's fast. Very fast. She doesn't do, nope, I don't do rodeos. I don't do anything fancy. I don't do dressage. I don't do any of the fancy barrel racing. I just have horses. I just love horses, and I like to rescue them, and I like to get horses that nobody else wants because they're being dumped. Because for whatever reason, usually because of human neglect and because of very stupid people who shouldn't own a freaking snail, more or less a horse. I like pulling and helping those horses. And I like watching them turn around and seeing what they can be with some love and care. And I don't enjoy it, but if that means giving them a dignified end to life, I have done that too. Twice. 3 times. Slim Jim, Mr. Musta, and Phoenix. You don't enjoy that part of it, but at least they passed having a dignified life instead of dying of starvation or, you know, in a kill pen or on a semi. This is my baby boy. And this is my little girl, my little Rosalina. She's such a doll. Oh man, you got pickers in your hair too. Hang on, buddy. I'm just gonna pull this out because I'm not. I know. Yeah, we're gonna pull you guys out. We're gonna have some 40 degree days next week, and horses are getting haircuts and getting brushed. And I'm thinking they would start losing a lot of times. I know it's dumb, but they'll start shedding earlier. But nobody started shedding, which is probably a good thing because it's freaking cold. But you can't say, lady, your rescue is 100% full. Okay. William, let me put some things into perspective for you. Okay. And you guys all know that anybody who's been on my channel for a long time knows this about me. I share a lot, but I simply do not take on more than I can handle. On the acreage we have, according to everything, every ounce of information there is out there. Hey, beauty. Hey. Yeah. I have 5 acres out there. So don't tell me that my rescue is full. No, I'm saying this with all respect. This is 5 acres. I have 2 horses. You can put a horse on an acre because I don't do full-time pasture. I don't do full-time turnout. I've seen 15 horses around one feeder like that. I have 2. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have to. I've seen bale feeders like this with 15 horses around them. I have 2. I've seen acreage like what I have here with 10 to 15 horses on it. That's not right. That's called full and over. That's too much. I don't have that. I don't do that. And my horses are not, these minis have to be on a dry lot because of their hoof conditions. So I can't put them on pasture. Otherwise they would be on pasture. They simply cannot be because of their hoof problems. If they could be, they would be on a big pasture. They can't be. They have a good turnout for their size. They have plenty of room for the size. I know you don't like her and she keeps trying to be your friend. I know, Miss Lovey. The minis have a shelter up there in the summer. This gets opened up. I would argue that I have the space for 6 to 8 horses, and I don't have that. And I'll never have that many because, like I said before, space is one thing, finances are another thing, and time is another thing. And I always want to be aware of my time. But I read there, hang on, your rescue is 100% full. That's not true. Not with space. Not with money. We can take on another horse because my husband and I always consider that. Not with space. Not with time, and I have plenty of love to give another horse. Because you guys see me out here with these. But my kids are actively involved with the horses. You guys know, if you've been around here for any amount of time, you know, winter we slow down because it's cold and it sucks out. Summertime, everyone's out here. They all spend time with the horses. They give them love. They give them treats. They give them care. Yes. My animals are not lacking for love or care. So, yep. So, you know, this is America, and everyone is subject to their own opinion. And you can share your own opinion. But I live my life with the horses and the animals that I rescue. I live the day in and day out. And I made a commitment to myself a long time ago that I would never take on more than I could love and care for properly. And so if I'm considering rescuing another animal, it's not because I randomly decided off the top flat, like, oh, I'm just gonna add another one. Oh, I just decided. No, like, I've considered it, especially when you've lost horses. You consider it. Like, I don't just go bail animals for fun, because anybody on here who has rescued knows that it's not all butterflies and rainbows and cupcakes. It sucks. Sucks the life out of you. It's exhausting sometimes. And you don't always get the results or the outcome that you want. But it's also very rewarding. It's incredibly rewarding. And I wouldn't trade what I've done in the past. Even when it didn't lead to the results that I wanted, I wouldn't trade it, because I did the best thing for the animal. And I know that that was what I could do and what I did. Buffy? Buffy, come here. Buffy's a great rescue case. She was in a 1-bedroom apartment. Oh, a little puppy all by herself in a crate in a 1-bedroom apartment. She was 12 weeks old, and they started to realize that she probably wouldn't do that good by herself and being a huge dog in a 1-bedroom apartment. So here she is. She's thriving. She's a good girl. But she definitely didn't belong in a 1-bedroom apartment. All right. I will argue till the cows come home. Well, William, you'll have to go somewhere else, because I'm not interested in arguing with somebody who doesn't listen to facts. So, on the tip of a hat, my admins my people can boot you, because I'm not interested in arguing with you. You don't know me. You don't live my life. You cannot tell me what to do or how to feel, because you've never walked in my shoes. And people that have been on my channel, you're new. This isn't a new channel. I've been around for a while. And the people that have been on my channel and have gone through the process of rescuing several horses now with me know me. They know my heart. They know my rescue. They know what I do. And so your opinion, no offense, holds no weight at all. It really doesn't. To the point where I don't care to read any more of your comments. And everybody here knows I kind of usually suck at reading the comments anyway. So if some nincompoop comes on here that I don't appreciate, I just stop reading the comments altogether and focus on the babies, because they're the positive part of it all. They have been so spoiled with treats. One of my viewers has sent them so many buckets and bags of treats and it is wonderful, because they love it, and I love it. Every time I come out here, I have my pockets full, and so it's gotten to be where I come out the door and everybody's looking for a treat, including puppers. Everybody's looking for a treat, because that's what I do. And she doesn't just send like cheap, crappy horse treats. She sends the good ones that the horses love. And she sends an assortment. So yeah, it's great. But all that said, you guys, my phone is at 5% battery and my hands are frozen cold. I super appreciate everybody jumping on the live. I'll be back again. Oops. I'll be back again. And I'll keep you posted, because when I do pull again, you guys will be the first to know. But I appreciate everybody who has horse knowledge coming on and kind of giving me input when I look at a horse at the kill pen, because I don't know everything, and it's just good to get feedback. So anyways, everybody take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay warm if you're in the Midwest. Oh, thank you. No, you guys always do. Hey, Danetta. Yeah, no, and don't forget, guys, we have trivia on Valentine's evening. So if you're not busy, 7 o'clock Central Standard